Is there a chair between you there? Is there a chair? Is there a chair up there? Oh, someone's there. Okay, okay. The other thing you do is you find a chair, you can come here, or you have to stand. Sorry. Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Then I don't know where you guys were earlier, but okay. Thank you so much for joining. I'm very excited that you're here because you're picking the best workshop ever. I guess working out around that was pretty good. Okay, I'm glad to hear. I've been doing this stuff for 10 years, so I know what I'm talking about. So let's get right into it. And I see her this morning in their speech talked about the importance of networking, and so I'm going to dive into it more. So let's get right into this. What's the agenda for today? So first off, think about my background. I'm going to talk about why networking is important. I'm actually going to put some strategies and tools and tactics that you can use. Then we're going to talk about online networking. In particular, no, it's too dark. I don't want you to fall asleep. You can still see it, right? Like, can you see this? Okay, good. All right. Then we're going to talk about LinkedIn and social media networking. So how do you use social media like LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook to network better? Okay. Yeah, leave the doors. If people bring chairs, you can leave them open. Okay. All right. And then we're actually going to do. It might be hard, but we're going to do some activities where I'm actually going to get at. You're going to get up to this stuff. So we'll see how that works. But we'll do our best. Maybe over there. Over there. Perfect. Right back down. And then some final thoughts and Q&A. Now, the previous group didn't have very many questions. I hope you guys will be better than the previous group, right? Lots of questions? Yeah? Okay, give me questions right now to start before we start this. Okay, well, again, one of the things that, even though I'm talking about networking, I'm talking about social media. Oh, like it what happened? Okay. So, again, a big part of this is you asking questions. Because one of the things that you'll realize, and hopefully you realize this because clearly the word's got around, which is kind of not expected. I have a lot of experience in everything from entrepreneurship, career, engineering, MBA, all the stuff I talked about, whether it's networking, social media, personal branding, leadership. I can help you in a lot of different areas as long as you're willing to ask the questions. So, let's focus on, anyone heard of TEDx? So, I've done 5 TEDx talks. And the first one I ever did, they said, Bobby, what are you all about? What is the thing that is your biggest thing? And I was like, and I had to think about that. I didn't know. And I came up with power of connection. Everything in my life has been about building connection and relationships with people. Whether it's an audience, whether it's my employers, whether it's my friends or my family. That's something I've always been very good at. So I talked about the 5 C's of connection. And my life has been very diverse. I started as an aerospace design engineer after my engineering degree at McGill. Then while I was there, I was bored. So I started my own musical theater company. I started producing and directing musical theater and performing and singing. And then I did my MBA in marketing, switched careers, and started working for Kraft and working for Unilever for Dove. And then after that, I was like, you know what? I don't want to work 80 hours a week for someone else building their dream. I want to build my own dream. And so 13 years ago, I decided to start my own business and become a professional speaker. And here I am. Here I am in Tunisia, halfway across the world. Never thought I'd ever be here, but here I am. So it's been a great journey, but the point is, connection, networking, relationship building has been most of it. 80% of everything I've ever done has been through networking. How did I get here? They found me. They networked with me, and then I showed up. I didn't pitch. I didn't say, I want to go to NetTech. No, I didn't never even heard of it. They messaged me saying, hey, I want to network with you. Can you come? So I came. So here you are at a conference about to network. What are some of your biggest networking challenges? Like, what are the things that you struggle with networking?
Like breaking the ice.
Breaking the ice. Okay, sure. What else?
The first step.
Approach. There's a lot of people with hands, please. What?
The first step in discussion.
The first step in talking. Okay. What else?
Topics.
Sorry, what's that?
Topics.
What topics? Let's talk about sailing. Okay. Yeah.
Keep in touch.
How to stay in touch to follow up. Good. Anything else?
To show your natural products.
Sorry, say again?
To show your natural products.
To show your traits and characteristics, things that are great about you. Showing off your brand. Okay.
How you catch the opportunity?
How do you leverage
Catch.
opportunities?
How you catch the opportunity of the person who has you?
Yeah, sure.
How you find the people who are going to help you with your career.
Okay.
How you reach them and talk to them.
Okay. Yeah.
Make a good first impression.
Good first question. Okay. Yes.
A good profile.
Good profile. Okay, great. So if anything I don't cover in talking and doing this, ask me at the end, okay? Because everyone in this room probably wants the answer to the question that you have. You just too shy to ask it. All right. So a little bit about myself. You know, a lot of the work that I do is based on the feeling that people feel lost in their school, they get stuck in their jobs, they feel unfulfilled in their careers. So all my work as a speaker and all the work that I do online is all I do. That's why I do it. I love what I do too. Okay. A bit of my background. So I've done 500 talks all around the world. I've spoken to 100,000 people. Actually, at this point, it's probably 300,000. I also wrote a book. It's a bestseller on Amazon. How to network anytime, anywhere with anyone. You don't have to buy my books. You can go online. You have for $3. It's really cheap. I'm not sure the conversion for edition.
Amazon don't ship here.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, and if it ship, maybe it costs $40
So
already.
maybe you can go download that.
Yeah. Maybe.
A bit more
good
about
save.
myself. I'm the top 7 networking guru to follow. I also have 500 million followers and I have over 1 billion impressions since I started social media. So I'm a big social media guy. So if you want to tweet, Instagram, hashtag, whatever, I can do it. You can do it. But I'm happy. I love that kind of stuff. Okay. So the point of networking is standing out. How do you stand out as a person at a big conference like this one? And why do we network? Well, the most important thing is to uncover new and unseen opportunities. 80% of all the jobs I've ever done have been through networking. I've uncovered stuff I didn't even know existed. So it's important for you to leverage networking for your success. The other thing I'll let you guys know, these slides, there's a lot of information that's just gold. I'm going to give you the slides. You'll get access to them, okay? To download them or something like that from the Facebook page or something, okay? So just focus more on listening, focus more on thinking of questions to ask. So you have nothing to lose and everything to gain when it comes to networking. Then, studies show that networking and strategic connections have a higher probability of paying off because it's less formal. People aren't thrown off by that. And less people use strategic networking to get opportunities. In fact, it's the 80-20 rule. 80% of opportunities are found through networking, 20% are not. 20% of people use networking effectively, 80% are not. So if 20% of people are using networking effectively to get 80% of opportunities, what should you be doing? Yeah, you're going to do 20%, be networking. Okay? Now if you look at this, job interview versus the information meeting. So you can set up a meeting with me, and we'll go for coffee, we'll talk for 15 minutes. Or you're applying for a job and I interview you. Interviews are actually very, very hard because you're under a lot of pressure and I ask the questions. But if it's an information meeting, you ask the questions and it's less stressful. So information meetings are amazing for networking. And the review of your capabilities are on your terms. Like you basically can tell me what you want to tell me about yourself. Whereas when I'm interviewing you, I'm going to ask you. And then possibly for referrals, excellent. If we have an interview, right, and you're done the interview, you can't say, well, thank you for that. Can you now refer me to other people where I can get a job? You can't do that at an interview. But in an information meeting, you can. And that's what's so great about that. Now, there's a great phrase called, there are only 2 certainties in life, death and taxes. Have you ever heard of this expression? Death and taxes are the only 2 things in life. Well, there's 2 more things, my friend. They are dealing with people and delivering presentations. In life, in the rest of your life, you will always be dealing with people. School, conferences, family, at the marketplace, at work. And you are always delivering presentations at work. The third quarter results are 20% blah, 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 right? Or at school. We are presenting the marketing plan for Uber, really cool company. With your friends. Oh my God, guys, you have to go see Avengers Infinity War. It was tremendous. That's a presentation. Or with your family. Mommy, Daddy, can I borrow the car, please? That's a presentation. Or can I marry this white girl? Which is what I did. No, that was the biggest presentation of my life. I told my parents I want to marry a white girl, and now it's good. Now we have beautiful beige babies, so it's really nice. So you gotta get good at these two things, right? You gotta get good at these two things. So, and the other thing you gotta want to network. Right? You're going to want to hustle. And I'll give you an example of a hustle, okay? I was speaking at an event, and I did a good job of the speech, 100 people, and then after it was done, there was a bunch of people coming and asking questions. And there's this one girl, you know, and she's over there. I'm like, hey, come try. She said, no, I'll wait. Okay. And so I'm talking to these people, and there's 20 people, and they're asking questions, and we were talking for 45 minutes, and she was sitting there waiting. She was on her phone, but she was waiting. But they started vacuuming the place and putting the tables away because it was getting really late. It was like maybe 10:30, 11 p.m. at night. And then when they were all done, she said, can I walk you to your car? I said, okay, sure. Why? Because she wanted to talk to me one-on-one for 20 minutes. And that's what we did. We just talked, and she asked me all these questions about her career and her life. And she basically had access to me one-on-one for 20 minutes. Why? Because she wanted it, right? That takes a lot of guts to do, and I appreciated that. So, again, networking is something I want. Oops. What is the number one barrier to networking success? What's that? Shy? What else?
Voice.
Confidence.
Confidence?
Self-confidence.
Self-confidence. Now, number 3 is not having a networking plan, and number 2 is poor tactics or strategy. What else do you think of? What's number 1?
Laziness.
Laziness. What'd you say? Language. Okay. Actually, you're kind of all right. It's mindset. Shyness, confidence, your language. All these things will affect your mind. And say, oh, I can't do that. Right? In fact, here's what's interesting. Whether you think you can, or whether you think you can, you're right. Oh, I can't talk to her. What would I say? I'm right. Oh, you know what? I really want to talk to her. I probably should because I had a really good idea. Of course I do. Mindset, right? Mindset what stops you from coming up to me or coming up to anybody. So we're going to work on that. And there's this really great model called the growth mindset that I'm not going to get into, but I want you to look it up sometime. The growth mindset is a way for you to be more open to feedback, to grow yourself, evolving, whether you're your age or my age. Doesn't matter how old you are, you should always have a growth mindset to become a better leader. Now here you are, and there's a big networking event, and you see all those people. How are you feeling? Stressed?
Overwhelmed.
Very lonely. Yeah, it's pretty sad up there, right? Lonely, stressed, right? And if you, as long as you work on your mindset, you work on your tactics, and you have a plan, you're going to do a much better job of networking. So let's dive into this a little more. So the 3 networking areas that we have in which we network. 1, we network at information meetings, one-on-one meetings, or like a random thing on the street, right? So if I met you in an elevator or I met you at a grocery store, that's a random thing. I'm not going to cover that much today, but you can ask any questions about those types. Live networking event. This is a live networking event. So is, business events, school events, live events. And then there's the online social media networking piece, which I'm going to cover 2 and 3 today, as best I can. But remember, you can still network anytime, anywhere, with anyone. That's the name of my book. How to network anytime, anywhere, with anyone. And the first chapter is, I believe, building a better mindset. Live networking events. So this is really important. So this is called the in real life social media in real life connection spectrum. Every person we meet, I'm going to use this. Every person we meet, every person we meet, we either meet them live at an event, add them on LinkedIn or Facebook, and then maybe meet them for coffee or a meeting afterwards. Or you meet them on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and you connect with them, then you meet them in real life. The purpose of networking is that whether you're here or here and you enter, you ultimately want to get to here. That's the objective. That's what you want to get to. So you want to leverage that spectrum and the entry points and know what they are. Now, we're actually going to practice networking. Now, the room is really crowded, and so it's going to be really difficult to do this. We won't be able to mill around too much. But what I want to do is I actually want to get you to practice doing some networking. Because the only way to learn is to just get up and frickin' do it. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do it. I said frickin', that's all. All right, so listen to my instructions. Try your best to learn, have fun, and for everybody to make sure you push yourselves. All right? Because the truth is, you'll have to network the rest of your life. So practice now and practice often. All right? So, I'm going to start with the instructions, and then I'll get you to stand up. Because right now it's going to be a zoo here. This is like every count. So, activity number one, elevator pitch. So, Sierra talked about this morning. Your elevator pitch is basically selling yourself. You walk up to a person you don't know, so no besties. Okay, go to the new person. Okay. Introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Billy. And then give your 30-second elevator pitch. Who you are, what you do, and what about you unique or beneficial. So that's something to do with your personal brand. I'll give you an example. Okay. Hi, my name is Umar. I'm a professional speaker. One of my things I'm really good at is I'm great at creating authentic connection with people so that they actually open up to me and ask me questions to help improve their lives. There you go, that's one. Now that was pretty short, but I could go longer. But you need to think about that. Who you are, what you do, what about you is unique or beneficial. And then you move on, repeat, and go to a new person. Okay, that's all this is. Any questions on this activity? No? Good? Well, you have many unique things. Unique things about you could be some special skill you have. I'm good at rocket making. A unique thing about you could be just an interesting story about yourself. Did you know I almost died when I was 6 because of lung failure? But one person I know, one of his big things is he had a double bone transplant, right? And that's the thing he talks about. And that's his main thing. So you can totally mention something really interesting about yourself. But yeah, there's lots of things you have unique about yourself. Okay, so take time to think about it. All right? Okay, so everybody stand up and try this out. Go.
l'anglais ولا باش هذا؟
مرام زيد وانت احمد مقني وين تقرا ولا تخدم ولا ستيك اصحاب نقرا كثير كان على خاطر راك احمد
سمعتوا جبالة شوية في الزورة هاي راس الشام والله وش بالله والله وين تقروا؟ وين شنو عمرك؟ شو عمرك؟ عود اسمك أنا وكهو بعد نحطهم معاهم.
اوكي اعملها elevator speech هكا
أنا بيبيك ده بيبيك.
what
No ما سمعت.
don't ask me
تكلمت مدري هذا حاجة نتميز بها
ولا
عديوا على ريحكم هي ما قناعات سامحني بوليتكنيك هي ما شنو هي ما شو معناها الكتريك ولا ميكانيك اكثر انا فاهم يمكن ماكشن الجريس مش لنسير
I know, you're really interesting, I get it. You are, you're very interesting people, right? Okay, so move back just a titch here. So, what's the hardest part about the 30-second intro? Find the first word, yeah.
Getting shy.
Yeah, feeling shy, what word is that?
I did.
Okay. So, I mean, the truth is, again, this is something that you have to, you may want to take time to write it out. You may want to take time to think about what it is, right? I can put you in there, right? But turn your phones off. Next phone, I'm going to answer it. And I'm going to pretend to be your mommy. So you have to network the rest of your life. Practice now, practice often. Okay, that's really, really important. Now stay standing in the next activity. Oh wait, hold on, I did this already. This one. This one's called questions only. So what I want you, this is not a typical way in which we talk, okay? But one of the big things in networking is you have to learn to ask questions. So what I'm going to get you to do is you're going to just take one person, and you stay with that person, and you're going to do a question, answer, question format. So what that means is, I'll go up to him and ask him a question. He then answers the question, then immediately asks me a question. I then answer that question, then immediately ask him a question. He then answers that question, immediately ask, and that's all we do. Okay? And the idea is this is a skill builder. The idea is to help you practice asking good questions. Don't worry about the answer. Worry about the next question. Right? Keep going until I stop you. Does that make sense? Okay. Find the person. Go. Okay, great. Grab a seat. How did that one feel for you? How was it? Yeah? Good? Yeah? It was fun? Okay. Anyone struggle to ask questions? Yeah? So, if it's hard to come up with a new question, the best to come up with a new question, there's two things. Okay, so one, listening. If you listen to what they say, you should be able to come up with a question based on what they say. So if she says, for example, I go swimming in the Mediterranean Sea every September. Right away, there's a question about the sea, swimming, September, right? If you listen carefully, you can find follow-up questions. The second thing you do, who here is introvert or feels shy sometimes? Okay. Actually, who here is extrovert? Hey! We're trying to... So, for preparing, if you're an introvert or you feel shy or unprepared, the best thing you can do to prepare for a network event is memorize 10 questions. 10 questions you can ask anybody. Okay? People like myself who are social and extroverted, I don't need it. I just roll with it, right? Maybe 2 or 3 questions, right? I tend to like to ask people, what are your passions? I like to ask people, where do you see yourself in 20 years, right? And my third favorite question is, what do you want your legacy to be when you die? Oh, that's deep, right? That's what you want. That's a deep question. Not like So, again, questions do 2 things. One, they move the conversation forward, and they gather information. That's the 2 things you want to do when you're talking to people. Okay? All right. Again, network is not just I want to meet you, but I want you to meet me. I want you to know who I am and what my personal brand is, what I'm all about, and the greatness of me. Now, what is networking not? Chat? Well, it could be.
Close to yourself.
Yeah.
Are you talking about yourself?
That's true. That's not what I have. That's a good. Yeah. Don't just talk about yourself for 20 minutes, right? Networking is not asking for a job. Networking is the beginning of the relationship. You're trying to create a connection, so maybe you could get a job, or I mean, if they bring up a job, that's fine. You can't say, "Hi, nice to meet you. Can I have a job?" You can't do that, right? Because the thing is, the chance of availability for a job right away is pretty small, and then even people you know will shy away. Now, I'll give you an example. When I was your age, I did engineering at McGill University in Montreal, Canada. And I went home for the holidays, and my family was there, like, how's exams, how's school, they want to know, right, because your mommy, daddy miss you so much, miss you so much, right? But then I was at a party, and my uncle was there, my Chacha name, I call him Chacha name. He was like, "Oh, Bobby, so having fun at the school, huh? Good times, good times." I'm like, "Yeah. Oh, you must be lots of girls, huh? Lots of girls." I'm like, "Yeah. I was like, "So, what are your plans? And then I said, "Actually, you know what? You work at a power plant, right? You know what? I'm actually looking for a job this summer." And my uncle was like, "Oh, yeah." And he walked away, right? Because he didn't want to talk about it. My own uncle, right? So don't bring it up because people get shy. The other one is take, right? So people network with me. A perfect example. Let's say you and I connect on LinkedIn. Then you send me a message on LinkedIn. Say, "Hey, Bobby, I love meeting you at the event. I was wondering if I could book you for a 30-minute call, and we can meet for breakfast weekly, and you can review my resume, and maybe take me through the entire LinkedIn process." Whoa, slow down. That's a lot of things you're asking of me, right? Don't ask for so many things. Just ask for one thing. What's the one thing you want? Start with that, and then you can go from there. The whole point of networking is just give. Start a beautiful relationship. That's what it's really all about. Okay, so networking is not those things. It's a beginning to a deeper, genuine connection. That's what networking is all about. Now, first thing we do for the process is we develop a contact list. Who's in your contact list? Who's some examples? Who would be in your contact list? Friends? Who else? Family? Teachers? What's that? Sponsors? Sure, why not? Sponsors? Teachers? Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, everybody. Everybody's in your contact list, right? Teachers, lawyers, accountants, consultants, salespeople, neighbors, schoolmates, anyone can be in your contact list. A lot of people are really shy about, I know 6 people. Like, no, you actually know hundreds and hundreds of people. Okay? Once you do, then you create a connection. Now, is it easier to create a connection by live, telephone, or email? Live is the best. Second best is what? Okay, do you guys call people? Does that work? That's right. You all chicken out and you shy away and you go to email. So let me give you an interesting statistic, okay? A 5-minute phone call is worth 3 weeks and 3 to 7 emails back and forth. Right? You can accomplish in 5 minutes of phone call what you can accomplish in 3 weeks and 3 to 7 emails. So that tells you why telephones are so amazing if you can do it. Okay? So keep that in mind. And of course, social media is a great entry point because now you can talk to people on Twitter and LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram, and next thing you know, you have a connection. And then you got to follow up. Once you create that connection, you then follow with them. And this is, again, a place where people really screw up. Not following up renders networking useless. What is the point of getting their business card, adding them on LinkedIn, and then you do nothing with it? Now, if they're not that important to you, fine. But if it's someone you really care about, you need to follow up. Now, I'll give you another story, okay? I spoke to an event at another conference, very similar to this one. 500 people, hungry young entrepreneurs. They're all entrepreneurs, business owners. They're all between 18 and 25 years old. And I said, I will be here all day. I have 500 business cards in my backpack. If you come see me, I will give you a card, and you can call me for a free 15-minute coaching session. Right? Is that worth something to you? Yes. I don't do it anymore because I'm way busy now. But back then, I was hustling. Out of 500 people, how many people got my card?
500.
I wish. You're very generous. I'm not that bad. 75 people got my card. Remember, I was there the whole day. Out of 75 people, how many followed up with a message, a text, or an email? No. Okay, 17.
7.
Out of 17 people, how many built a relationship with me?
2.
So think about that. So here's a room of 60 people. You can either be the top 15% that gets my card, or connects with me. You can be the top 4% that follows up with me. You can be the top 0.4% that builds a relationship. You think about who you want to be, and think about that. Because there's another 85% that did nothing. Right? Nothing. Are you the person in the room that does nothing, or the one that does one of those three things? So you think about that, okay? Because that's really important. A lot of people don't realize that. You know, leadership, I'm going to talk about leadership in my keynote 2 days from now, but leadership is about stepping up and being heard. And you have a chance to do that if you really want to. Now, we have 3 types of contacts, A, B, and C. A contacts are basically people you know, they're your friends, they can refer you to people who are B contacts or C contacts. A B contact is a bridge contact, a bridge who can refer you to someone else. Hopefully a C contact. A C contact is a closer. They basically are people who can close and make things happen. They can get you jobs, get you work, and maybe refer you to another closer. 95% of our contacts should be A, 5% in 5-10% in the B, and then the other 1% in the C. You want to use networking to build up that middle circle and build your C network as big as possible, because that's how you make things happen. Okay? Just a thing to do. Anyone can be an entry point or a bridge person or a closer. So it's important to know who they are. Because the truth is, every person is a bridge to someone or something else. You have no idea that that person sitting beside you, if you don't talk to them, maybe his uncle works for a company you want to work at. You're at the grocery store, and the lady that's checking you out to the cashier, maybe her uncle works at a company you want to work at. You have no idea. Every single person is a bridge to someone or something else. This room has 60 bridges. This conference has 500 bridges. Are you leveraging every bridge that you can? You think about that too. In terms of strategies, I mean, there's a lot of strategies here. Again, I'll give you these notes. I'm not going to go through this, but a few things to keep in mind when it comes to networking events. You want to give and receive, keep circulating, take notes, make sure you have business cards, follow people. This is little general stuff. I want to get to the tactics in a second. You want to maximize the opportunity. So, if it's an hour event, you should be able to get 5 to 10 people, meet 5 to 10 people. If it's a day event, this is like 2-3 days. You literally, if you stop hanging with your best friends, you literally can meet 100 new people. If you work at it, you gotta want it. I'll give you a quick story. When I started my MBA, there was 250 people in my MBA program. And we went away for this weekend, and I made it my purpose to memorize every single person's name that weekend for 3 days. And when I came back, we had I bragged that I could do it, and then people asked me, and I said, yeah, that's Shane, that's Jill, and I had them all memorized in 1 weekend. And what happened later on, I ran for president, and I won the president of the MBA Association, right? Because I knew everybody. And again, that maximized opportunity, right? So keep that in mind. Again, you gotta want to network. People don't do what they need to do to actually show that they care about networking. So now let's get into tactics. This is really important. So what I'm going to do is teach you specific things you can do. Now, if you have a question on anything I'm talking about, or if I talk too fast, you don't understand what I said, because I know I talk fast, feel free to put it up your hand and I can repeat something for you, okay? Well, let's talk about tactics. So you're at a networking event, and the first thing is, how do I approach somebody? So I enter the room. Here's a room full of people, networking, staying around. There's people who are by themselves, people in groups of 2, groups of 3, and groups of 4 or more. Who should I go to first? So the easiest one to go to is actually the person who's by themselves. And the reason because, I should have said what's the easiest one. For me, I would go to the group of 4 because I want to maximize my opportunity. I want to speak to as many people as possible. So I would go to the 4. But the easiest one to go to is the person by themselves. Why? Because they're sitting there and they're lonely and they're bored and they're at a networking event. And so as soon as you start talking to them, they'll actually be very grateful to start a conversation. Right? So that's the easiest one to go to. And then you typically go into to avoid are the one-on-one, the two people. It's usually hard to get in that conversation. 3 or 4 is easier because they're open to larger people. Now, how do you enter the group conversation? Well, I mean, typically what you would do is, this is something people struggle with. How do I, let's say there's a group of 4 here, right? How do I enter the conversation? These 4 are chatting away. How do I enter? I mean, you smile, get some eye contact, nod. Don't be creepy. Don't be creepy, right? You wanna, right? So now if that doesn't work, right? Then what you do is your power words. So the first thing you do is you go, hi! Right? So you walk up, hi! And you just walk up like that. Now you gotta, like if you're shy, you gotta get it out. Okay? hi. The other one is, pardon me, sorry to interrupt. Excuse me. Excuse me, pardon me, sorry to interrupt. Those are your power words. They will get you into any conversation, right? So you're going like, sorry to interrupt, guys. My name is Bobby Umar. Nice to meet you. I'm a professional speaker. Just want to be part of the conversation. Okay, what are you guys talking about? Right? It's polite. It's professional. It'll get you into any conversation. What's going to happen? They're going to yell at you?
No.
You're like, like if I walk, he's going to go away now! Will he do that? If he does, run. Run away. Call the police. Okay? But it's not going to happen. Okay? So now you're in the conversation, right? So you're in the group, okay? And then of course introductions. You want to make sure introductions go really well, right? You can't like, you gotta be short and sweet, right? So you can't be like, hi Bobby, nice to meet you. Sorry to interrupt. Just want to join the conversation because you know, like, I never get out much because I'm lonely and look at my cat and my dog. I miss my wife, but I'm so sad. Now see, that was awkward, right? Held her hand for too long. I went on and on about my problems. That's not what you want to do, right? It's got to be short and sweet. Like, hi, Bobby, nice to meet you. I'm a professional speaker. Nice to meet you. And then I'm in. That's it. Short and sweet. Okay? Any questions on how to approach somebody at networking?
What are the 4 words? Sorry.
So there's hi, sorry to interrupt, pardon me, excuse me. Okay? Any other questions on the approach? This is the tactical stuff. Okay, good. Let's go to the next one. Now you're in the conversation. Now how do we talk? Right? Now we're going to talk. How do we talk? So one of the things you want to go with the flow, not against it, right? Let's say I'm talking to these three, and he's like, oh man, you know, I love the Mediterranean Sea. I love swimming there. And she's like, yeah, you know, my favorite is actually, I like boating. I like to go on a boat and go out there. Actually, my favorite thing is actually do diving. Diving is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then I go, actually my uncle died in the water. Really sad for us. Water scares me. Did I mention my uncle died in the water? So like that doesn't go with the flow, that wrecks everything, right? That's called a killer phrase, right? You don't want to say stuff like that. Now let's say you are afraid of water. Then turn it into a learning opportunity. You know what? Honestly guys, I'm afraid of water, but you know, how did you guys overcome your fear of water? Now I'm part of it, and I'm actually asking to learn. Like I've turned it into something. I've even turned a negative into a positive, right? So you want to make sure you go with the flow, not against it. Now, you also want to ask the right question. Now, what are the right questions? The first type of right question is open-ended questions, right? So what that means is you want them to talk. So if you just ask yes or no questions, you may not get what you want. I'll say, hey, did you like this event? Yes. Did you like the workshop? Yes. Have you met some interesting people? Yes. You want to connect on LinkedIn? No. That's fun. You want to ask open-ended questions. So what is your favorite part of the session? What have you learned today? What are your passions? That's what you want to ask those types of questions. You also don't want to ask really personal questions. Tell me about your mother. Like, that's not that. I mean, very personal questions about family, religion, politics. Those are those are things we can talk about, but when you're with a stranger, you don't want to bring that up right away, okay? Because that throws people off, okay? And I'll tell you another story. I was we were doing networking tables, so 10 to a table, and I would walk and talk to the table, and I work with them, and then I'd go to another table and just talk to those people. So I'm at a table, and everyone, you know, I'm trying to make sure everyone's engaged and they're all talking, and there was one girl who wasn't talking. So then while I was almost, because I only had 15 minutes, I was like, listen, I want to make sure, do you have a question? You haven't asked anything. Do you have a question? She's like, yeah. Do you believe in God? In my head, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that's a very personal question. No, I can answer, because I'm an extrovert and I don't care, I probably would answer it because I don't care. I don't care if people believe about what I believe. And I would say, yeah, I believe God, but you know, whatever. But I didn't because, why would she ask that? So, how did I respond? I said, you know what? You first. Why don't you tell me if you believe in God? And then she looks at me like, I'm not really comfortable answering that question. Then why did you ask me? You asked me a question. You should be able to answer the question too. So make sure you ask the right questions. Okay? All right, any questions on conversations? Your networking conversations. Okay. Good, so make sure you Yeah, if you have questions, probably like if you have questions as I'm talking, write them down, ask them later, ask them in the middle. But like, for sure, I want to have. Yeah.
I have one question.
Sure.
So the conversation, you want to get to a common point between two people, so you can remember they can remember you, stuff
Yeah.
like that. But if I want to make them remember something about me,
Okay.
what kind of question should I ask? How to make the question flow goes that way?
Well, the best way to make people remember you is to make them feel good. So when you compliment them, when you ask them really interesting questions, and then you follow with a really, yeah, that's really interesting. I love how you said that. Wow. And then you relate it to something that you think or you believe. That's a great. So going back to the swimming thing, right? The fact that I said that I actually don't know how to swim and I fear water, and I talked about it, they probably remember that Bobby is the guy who couldn't swim and there's no water. Because I followed up with a question that made it really interesting. That's how you make yourself memorable. I mean, you make yourself memorable in many ways. Your energy, how you follow up. If you follow up within 1 or 2 business days, that'll be memorable, right? But ultimately, how you talk about yourself and what kind of questions you ask will make you very memorable in the conversation. Okay, any other questions? Conversations? Okay, let's keep going. Yeah, sure.
I'm not good with the names, but I generally have a good memory and I remember things very well, but I'm not good with the names.
Okay. So,
that make
sorry, what's your question?
it's a problem. Could be okay.
So, again, let's go back to mindset, right?
Yeah.
If I forget your name,
What should I?
like, I met you and you're very smiley, which I appreciate, but I may have forgotten your name. Would you be offended if I asked you again what your name was?
No.
No. How about a third time?
No.
How about a fifth time?
Maybe, yes.
Why?
Because we talked like 5 times and you can't even remember my name, so what's the point?
Okay. So there's my mindset, there's also her mindset, right? You have to manage that. Honestly, if you are honest about forgetting someone's name and are really, really authentic about it, people won't mind. Like, honestly, if I forgot your name 5 times, you probably tell Bobby it's okay. It's okay, right? But Selma. That I remember. No, because soon you said Selma, I was like, oh, Selma Hayek. I remember Selma Hayek, the actress, and I was like, that's not word association, right? That's a way to do that. But the other way, so one is, don't feel bad about re-asking what their name is. The other thing I do is when I'm talking to them, it's really a good thing you mentioned that, Selma, because, I was thinking about that. And, oh, you know what? It's funny, because Selma just said, so I use her name several times in the conversation, and by the time I'm done, I've memorized it. Yeah, what are you going to say?
Brother, I have the same problem trying to treat it. I tried linking people with situations or stuff, so I asked for something that common between us, I can remember. Link that person to that thing. I tried repeating their name in the conversation several times.
Yeah.
Yet I have a problem remembering names.
Well, listen, if you want to know their name, write it down. Yeah, just write down their name. That's all. Okay. Right? I'm never going to talk to you again. That could be a fall because there are a lot of creepy people out there, right? So the fall could be. And let me tell you another tip, okay? Within 3 to 5 minutes, you should know whether you're going to exit or you're going to keep talking. Okay? If they're creepy, you need to leave in 3 minutes. If you find there's no connection there, 5 minutes. But otherwise, you can go for 10, 15 minutes. Okay? But for the most part, you want to leave. So what's that follow-up going to be? End the conversation. A lot of people can't end conversations, right? Someone's like, yeah, and they're like, do they breathe? Like, yeah. How do you get out of conversation? The best way to get out of conversation, again, is your power words. Not hi, but like, oh, sorry to interrupt. Listen, I really enjoyed meeting you. Thanks so much. Let's connect on LinkedIn, but there's a few more people I like to network with. Thanks so much. And then you're gone. Right? Polite. Right? Sorry to interrupt. Excuse me, pardon me. That's what you do. You end the conversation. You don't want to. One of my friends, he was in a group of certain, he couldn't leave me. He started backing away slowly. And then, just saying, excuse me, sorry, I have to leave. Okay? And then keep moving. Right? Don't spend time with your best friends, okay? Talk to other people, meet new people, but keep moving. And then what's not here, you can probably add them on LinkedIn or if you agree to something. Any other questions on sealing the deal and the follow-up? No? Make sure you're okay with this, okay?
Can you repeat the question, please?
What's the question? Any questions on step 3, which is sealing the deal, ending the conversation, following up? Any question on that? Yes.
How can you ask someone about their Instagram, Facebook page, and other social media without being rude?
You say, what's the best way to stay connected with you? That's what you say. And if they say LinkedIn, you do LinkedIn. If they say Instagram, you do Instagram. Once you add on LinkedIn and you've had maybe a message back and forth, then say, what are other ways to connect with you? They may say, oh, you know what, actually, I'm on Instagram quite a bit. Why don't you connect me there? But not the first time. You can only ask them what. Okay. Yes?
How to keep in touch with people you met in an event?
Well, I mean, there's different. I mean, one is you can send them a message, you can send them an email, but you can also post information on LinkedIn about what you're up to. So there's different ways to stay in touch. It depends on how important that connection is to you, right? If it's Bill Gates and you really want to talk to Bill Gates, you should be following up all the time, right? And asking for a chance to talk to them or interview them or whatever it might be that you want to do, right? It depends on what you're asking. But you keep asking politely, persistently, professionally until such time as they say yes or no.
If you are connected with someone that you don't meet in the present,
Yeah.
but you will need him in the future,
Sure.
how you will keeping in touch with him?
Well, just remember, no one expects you to send them a message every week. Like, that's not how it works, right? The point of LinkedIn is you connect, and it's good to send one message. And then you can talk to them 7 months later or 3 years later. That's okay. Once you're connected, you don't actually have to worry about that. Like I have 25,000 connections on LinkedIn, okay, but I don't talk to them every day. The ones I talk to regularly are probably like maybe 50, right? They're part of my close network. And other people I talk to every several months, and there's other people I never talk to. But I talk to them with my content. They see my content, they engage, and they want to see them. But for the most part, but if something comes up and I want to see somebody, I might reach out and say, hey, how's it going? I haven't talked to you in 3 years. What's going on? And here's an opportunity that we can connect. All right. Clean your bag a little bit. All right. So strategy report, but learn the tactics. Okay. The key thing with networking leadership is that I always say, how can I help you? It's a great question you can ask people. But more importantly, you can say, how can I help you make a difference? One of the things I always ask every single one of you is, how can I help you on your career path or your journey? How can I help you make a difference? For me, I'm all about empowering leaders. This is something you can do too. Now, a lot of young people say, well, who am I? I'm just a young person. I don't have experience, and where's my value? Every single one of you have value. You have value in your youthful energy, your creativity, your own networks. You have value in referrals. You have value in doing research for me. There's lots of value to provide, so make sure you know that you have that value. All right, so now we don't have much time for more work, more group activity. So what I was going to do is, so this is an activity for getting in a group and learning how to lead and learning how to exit a group. Okay, but it's kind of fun. So the idea is like you have to figure out. So 4 people get together, they start talking, and then one person has to leave somehow, and they join another group. And every single person has to leave a group and join a group, and that's part of the challenge. But we don't have time to do this activity, but it's a lot of fun, and again, building the skill, because I think a lot of people struggle with, what's harder, you think, leaving a group or entering a group?
Leaving.
Entering.
If you do the activity, everyone says entering, but when you do it, it's hard to leave. And when there's 4 people talking, you feel rude leaving. It's very, very hard. It's a fascinating activity. So remember, there's many ways to join the conversation, right? It's expected. There's context. You gotta want it. Okay. The other activity is called Pin My Friend. This one I will get to do. So the way it works is, so let's say I'm talking to these three people. Let's say she's the one I really want to talk to, but she's talking to these people. Oh, okay, they're nobody, fine. What do I do? So I'll go up and I'll say, what's your name? Maimah. I'll say, oh, Maimah, that's a really great point. I love your insight on technology because it's something that I struggle with, but you were really, really sharp about that. And I'll say, oh, Marty, I love how you mentioned that because clearly you're a creative mind and you really know your stuff. And I really admire people who have creative minds. And what's happening is, they're like, wow, he's making me look good in front of the people that I'm trying to network with. And then what's she thinking? Why won't you talk about me? Right. And the next thing you know, all 3 of them want to talk to me. Why? Because I make people look good. Right? That's the tactic. So, what you'll do is you'll stand up and you'll have a conversation. Talk about your favorite activity this summer, okay? And then throughout the conversation, I want you to try to say something really positive about someone who's there with you. Just say something nice. Be nice. Offer compliments. Make them feel good. It's going to be like warm, fuzzy, feel good. Okay, it's going to be great. And even better, if you can tell everyone something about yourself while promoting one of your colleagues at the exact same time. Okay? Is there any questions on this activity? You're just going to listen and you're trying to make people feel good. All right? So everyone stand up. Stand up. Example, right? I love to swim in the Mediterranean Sea every September. Is there a way I can say, oh, do you love swimming? Are you a good swimmer? Yes, I am. You know what? I really admire people because I have fun. And the more you invest, the more you learn about them, the more you can figure out where, what you can comment about them. Okay? All right. Remember, promoting one another is win-win-win. Everyone wins when you promote each other. I mean, people feel good. So keep doing it. The other activity I had was called Conversation Killers, where you learn to say the wrong thing. Kind of fun. Kind of fun activity, but we're not going to do it today. The reason is failure is your greatest teacher. So you win some and you learn some. That's really what it's all about. Yeah, there's 20 little things you can say that are wrong. Okay. So now I want to transition because I only have a little bit of time to get into online social media networking. So let's get into it. So how can you leverage opportunities in digital? And I mean, the focus is going to be mostly LinkedIn, but you can actually network on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter as well. They're good in different ways. So we talked about the spectrum. So now we're going to talk about the middle spectrum. And the big three for the most part are Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, although I would say Instagram is there now too. Instagram is a very powerful networking and business tool. So, but I think Facebook and Instagram are very similar because they're a company. And so, there's good news and bad news for people. So either you're happy on networking or you're struggling to network with people. The truth is, social media has been around a long time, okay? But many of you are 5 to 10 years behind the rest. So if you haven't put together a strong LinkedIn profile, you're behind. If you haven't leveraged the fact that Instagram has a stories feature, you're behind. I've been doing Instagram stories ever since I've been here, like the whole day. It's been kind of fun. Because I was told to do it, now I learned to do it, right? And I'm an old person, and I'm doing Instagram stories, right? I didn't keep up with Snapchat, but I am doing, Instagram stories. So don't feel bad though, because there's also these two, but then there's like all the other ones, right? How do you figure out which ones to do? The truth is, if everyone in your target is there, you need to be there too. So if you're networking, let's say if you're like in physical, if you're in fitness or real estate or baking, Pinterest has to be part of your plan, right? Because everyone there in Pinterest is part of the industry. So you have to think about where you want to spend your time and where your target is. That's a big thing to keep in mind. And today I'm going to talk more about LinkedIn. So, and also if you feel like you're not on top of things, remember, you have to be different, great, or first. So if you're not first, be different, be great. Okay? Not everyone can be first, but we all can be different, we all can be great. Okay? And so LinkedIn, a lot of people don't spend time. Who is on LinkedIn? Anyone here not on LinkedIn? Okay, get you going, because one of the things that happens too on LinkedIn is people have the same profile for 5 years and make no changes. It basically means, here lies Selma, she's dead. Right? You need to engage and get on there and do a little more. Now, a few things to keep in mind. 500 million active users, 87% of users trust LinkedIn as a source of information for decision making, and 277% more effective lead generation than Facebook and Twitter. That's amazing. And one big problem is sometimes people add you on LinkedIn without any context. If you're going to add me on LinkedIn, you can't just add me. I'm not going to say yes. You have to say, Babu, we met at the NetTech conference. I loved your event. I'd like to add you on LinkedIn. Then I will add you. If you don't have a profile pic and information or personal message, why would you add me? A lot of people have terrible profiles, and that's not going to work. And what's interesting is that most people use LinkedIn for researching people and also connecting with people. But now people are using LinkedIn for content sharing information about stuff, sharing status updates and posts and articles and things like that. And we talked about the follow-up, right? We talked about the follow-up, not following up, that were useless. On LinkedIn, here's a great follow-up hack I can give you. Okay? If you want to follow up somebody on LinkedIn, so typically within 1 to 2 business days, don't do it that same night because that's very stalkerish. It's very, why is this person crazy? So don't do it like that same night. But number one, give context. I met Bobby at the NetTech conference. 2, group gratitude. I really loved your session on networking mastery because I grew as a person. Number 3, give a real value offer. You know, I want to share this article about networking in Tunisia, which I thought would be kind of cool. I thought you might enjoy it. Number 4, go for the ask. I was wondering if I could get a copy of your slides, or can I get an introduction to someone in Montreal? And then keep it concise, be persistent, professional, polite, and passionate. But context, gratitude, value, and go for the ask. That's how you follow somebody really, really well on LinkedIn. Okay? Now, top 5 LinkedIn mastery tips. Number 1, LinkedIn status update. So LinkedIn has now changed. If you update people on LinkedIn in your status, just like a Facebook status or an Instagram post, a Twitter tweet status, LinkedIn's algorithm has changed to really promote engagement. So what you can do is you can say, you know what, I just attended the NetTed conference in Tunisia. I saw the speaker Sierra speak, and I saw a panel of really amazing people, including Bobby and Josephine and Lutfi. And then I went to the workshops with Bobby, and here are the 3 things that I learned. 1, 2, 3. And then when you share that, that is huge because 1, you're giving gratitude to the people that are there. In fact, you can tag me on LinkedIn, right? You're giving gratitude. You're sharing information for your network, something that's valuable, and that teaches them something. And that's amazing. And trust me, if you tag me and I like it and comment on it, that means 25,000 of my connections will also see it. Is that worth something to you?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So
Wait for flex tonight.
what's that?
Wait for not a flex tonight.
Sure, man. Engage. So that's it. Engage in comments. So if you write that post, let's say, and then someone writes, thanks for sharing this, Mohammed. Right now, you have to respond. You can't just leave it there, because that's like saying, great post.
Oh,
Do you want to do that?
no.
If she said, great presentation today, Bobby. You don't want to do that. You want to reply. So engage and comment on other people's posts as well. Introductions. LinkedIn is the best way to get introductions. They're more effective than email introductions. So get people to send a LinkedIn message to 2 people if you want introductions. Recommendations. So LinkedIn has endorsements. They're okay, but what you really want is a personalized recommendation where someone writes a paragraph. Like, you can endorse me on my page for speaking or personal branding, whatever I talk about. But if you actually wrote a paragraph, like, I saw Bobby's session, it was great, blah, 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 that's way more valuable. Right? I mean, I have 25,000 connections, but I only have like 50 recommendations. It's hard to get one, but getting them is gold. Yeah.
Sorry, can you explain what should we do exactly on LinkedIn? Except giving our profile information, and should we post things or?
Yeah, I'm saying you should post things. So the way you post stuff on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, I'm saying LinkedIn is where you should spend some of your time now. Dedicate, if you can start right now, 1 to 2 hours a week, share content. Share an idea, share a quote, share something, but just share something that's value add to people. Because LinkedIn engagement is, I'm going to talk about it in a second, it's actually really, really amazing right now. I'll explain a little more why. And again, have a full profile. The more full your profile is, the more likely you're going to be seen when someone searches for something. So make sure you fill the profile. Okay. And so one other thing, if you want to use premium emails and advances, you can sign up to have a LinkedIn premium account for 1 month as a trial. If you have lots of time, you can use it for very targeted searches and sending messages to people. And I think it can be really, really helpful, but it's typically not useful unless you have enough time. So you need to have a lot of time to do it. So let me talk about the new LinkedIn. So LinkedIn was bought by who a year and a half ago? Anyone know? Microsoft bought them out a year and a half ago. And it has changed significantly. LinkedIn has changed the algorithm for engagement. LinkedIn has added comment editing. LinkedIn has added video. LinkedIn has enhanced many features of the app as well as the online platform. And I can tell you that ever since I've been on it, since actively. So before, the first 10 years, I did nothing. 70% of my time was on Facebook last year, 20% on Twitter, then 10% on everything else. Now, a year later, 60% of my time on LinkedIn, 20% on Facebook, 10% on Twitter and Instagram. Like that's where my time is spent. It's actually a huge shift. Why? Because I'm getting incredible engagement. Okay? So I did a video with my friend here, and we just talked about, we talked about an issue that happens at work, right? That's all it was. I did a video, and I had a tech failure. It was upside down. I couldn't fix it. So I turned it into a post. I said, you know what? Technology sucks. I'm terrible at it. You know what? Here's my struggle. I'm going to share this video anyways. And people loved it. They loved it. Look at this, 204 likes, 39 comments, 5,000 views. That's amazing. And then text-based comments are fantastic, right? The number one thing is a text-based comment, no links, no images, nothing, just a text, complete text. And number two is having a video. If you look at these numbers, they're significant. 79,000 views on my post, 65,000 views on my video. I don't get anything close to that on the other social platforms. On Twitter, I have 450,000 followers on Twitter. When I do a video, the most I get is 500 views. I have 3,500 friends on Facebook. When Facebook Live first started, I was getting up to 2 to 3 to 5,000 views. But now I get maybe 1,000 views. On Instagram, when I do a video, a good one will get 500 views, a bad one will get 100 views. That's insane how much I'm getting. And LinkedIn's promoting it. Why? Because they want people to go on there and start using it. Because in 2 to 5 years, they will change their platform for a pay-to-play. You have to pay for it. That kind of case. Right now, it's huge. So this is a chance for you to get out there and make a huge impact. In fact, you heard of Forbes magazine? So Michael Forbes, Miguel Forbes, he wrote a post, I commented and started engaging him, and next thing you know, he sent me a personal message. Right? Which is amazing. And now he knows me personally. We've actually engaged and wrote messages back and forth. That's awesome. The other thing I'm going to say is video is the future now. Now, we talked about this before. If you want to make an impact and make a difference, video is the way to go. It doesn't matter who you are. Doing a video about yourself and what your expertise is going to be huge. 2021, video will account for 80% of all consumer traffic, and 70% view brands in more positive light with video. And you can do 1, 4, or 8 to 10 minute long videos. Now, 50 videos are maximum 10 minutes. And let me tell you about how do you optimize your profile briefly, because I don't have it on my slides. So here's 3 people, right? Whenever you apply for a job, what's the first thing I do as a potential employer?
Google you.
I Google you. And here's what's going to happen. I'm either going to find your profile and it's shitty, it sucks. I'm going to find your profile and there's nothing there. I'm not going to find your profile. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this person? Why is it so private? Or I'm going to find something amazing. Right? You think about who you want to be when I Google you. Okay? And so there's 3 profiles. Here's the profile. He has 12 connections, but a really, really amazing profile. Really laid out. I understand exactly what he does. Here's her profile. She has 7,000 connections. Her profile is average. Here's her profile. Profile is average. She has about 300 connections. She has, what's your main expertise? What are you studying? Computers. She's written 10 blog posts on computer engineering trends and has done 3 videos talking about the latest trends of the new iPhone 10. Right? Which profile is best?
The third.
Third one?
The first.
They're good for different things, right?
Yes.
But my point is, do all 3. Okay? Have a great profile, have lots of connections, have amazing content. But I definitely think content is a differentiator. In fact, for all of you who are young and inexperienced, as you say, how you differentiate yourself, have amazing content. Because you can be a 21-year-old person who's written 20 blog posts about computer engineering, and now people see you as kind of an expert, even though you're 21. That's amazing. So don't stop yourself from creating content. I highly encourage you to take advantage of that. And again, if you need more help on stuff, you can source all my free content. You know, I have a Power Connection group. I have a YouTube channel. I do Instagram videos every day. I do LinkedIn videos every day. I have networking master courses. So I do a lot of stuff out there. So just look me up when I'm everywhere. Okay. And again, you gotta want to never, you gotta want to make an impact. You gotta want to get that job. The people who hustle are the ones in the top 50%, the top 4%, the top 0.4%. Who do you want to be? You want to be the top 0.4%, right? You don't want to be the bottom 85%, right? They're not in this room. There's 500 of you here right, at this conference, and there's 60 showed up now, and 20 showed up earlier, and that 80 people are going to get more from this conference by meeting me than the ones who didn't come, right? Because they didn't know who I was, right? I mean, did any of you actually research the speakers before you showed up today? No, you didn't. But if you had, you would learn more about, you would have seen, wow, all this has happened in followers. You would have seen my website. And then it would be more interested in getting to know me better, right? I will gift for you guys. So I have a 12-week networking mastery program. It's an online training program. I'm going to give all of you access to the first module. It's all about building a better mindset. Okay? So I'll let you guys know about that later, how that works. Yeah.
What is the best thing that happened to you while you're using LinkedIn?
The best thing that happened with using LinkedIn? Holy cow. 4 minutes, thank you. That's never
Yeah,
happened to me.
because the transfer is here.
Yeah, no
and
worries.
The others are waiting on you.
Okay, I will.
Still be back.
Yeah, it's packaged. That's what happened with LinkedIn. Honestly, I think the last year has been amazing. Like the fact that I've been able to get so much traction in my profile has been. I had 8,000 connections a year ago, and I have 25,000. So it's been pretty exciting. Okay, some final thoughts, and then I'll answer some questions. You have questions, okay? So final thoughts. Number one, always make people feel good. That's how you're memorable. Make people feel good. And number two, you don't have to be great to start. We have to start to be great. So if you're bad at networking, if you're bad at video, if you're bad at content, just put it out there. Progress, not perfection. Progress, not perfection. Get it out there and start working on it. Okay? And again, networking is being a relationship. Strategy can have a plan, target, tactics, follow up.
عندكش علاش ما تجدوا فيديو عندكش علاش ما تجدوا الفيديو عند كل هذا نعطيك فلاشة جيبوا لي غدوة
That's my comment.